Spawning in the top right, as the blue Zerg, it's Erik. And in the bottom left, as the red Terran, it's Special. Spam some Doritos to help Juanitos, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely said Juanitos, plural. I guess Doritos help Juanitos all over the globe. Special, of course, playing for RNG Pro last year. That's technically a true statement, guys. That's technically speaking true. Erik might prove to be a tough match for him. Pool is finishing. 3 larvae are banked, but he's not spending the money. Okay, he's going for speed. He's going for a drone. He's going for another drone. He's going for another... okay. I think we're gonna have a Baneling bust on our hands. Special with the Reaper expand. Erik sharking around with some lings. Reaper moving out. Factory on the way for Special. And, I mean, Erik did go for the expand, but here come the lings. Erik gets a kill on the Reaper. Special's attention, busy back home. He's gonna get a delay on this natural CC too. Special's just gonna flat out cancel it. As he prepares the defense on the high ground, he's gonna restart it. So he's confident that he can call the coming aggression of Erik. Oh my god, Erik gets an arc on this reactor. It can't be repaired till it's finished. Oh my god, it finishes! The SCVs arrive just in time to get the repair off, and they will be able to hold while this Marine pumps out Gauss rifle damage from behind. Okay, Erik's going for a third. This is not a Baneling bust. He never fully saturated the gas. What that does mean is he is not going to break in here. This is a feint. This is a fake. It's a phony. Big fat phony. Special just going to calmly finish up the CC, get out of Viking, morph an orbital, move it to the low ground. He is going to be a little bit supply blocked. CC finishes, providing him with an extra few. Viking takes out the Overlord. Special pumping out Marauders, getting medevacs, and getting additional Hellions. Erik's in a pretty good position. He's up 6 workers. He's going to start saturating this third. He's going to have larva from that as well. But Special is a very, very, very strong Terran. He can definitely turn this game around. Okay, Special gonna unload the Marauders from the medevac. Hellions morphing into Hellbats. As third base under siege. Erik's poking some roaches forward. He's focusing down the Marauders. Hellbats get a concave, though. I mean, sure, roaches do counter Hellbats, but, like, they can still go down in tiny numbers. Okay, special poking in on the queens. No more transfuse left, but the reinforcing roaches will clean this up, and he didn't kill the hatch. However, he is going for a drop in the main. But Erik tags onto it. Alien's taking down the Lynx. Roach is pushing forward. Banshee firing from the air. Special's gonna hold. He has his third CC, building on location. But I think Erik is quite fine. I mean, had Special sniped the third, this would be an entirely different story. But he didn't! So Erik's still up 4 workers, of course, with mules. That means they're on roughly even economies, but Erik can take a 4th. He can pump out units to defend this coming aggression. Will he, though? The roaches aren't quite in position. Okay, alright. These guys are going to morph into Hellbats. That's going to give the roaches a little bit of time to deal damage, get in position. Ling's going to tank in front. Not really tank, more like zone out the Hellbats from concaving in on the roaches. And once again, Special's deflected here. Banshees cut down the creep tumors. Erik drops a 4th. Special is slightly ahead in workers, but I mean, this is certainly not the end for Erik. He's getting a Spire. Special has scanned it. Special has seen it. Banewing Nest, double Evo and the natural to start getting into upgrades. Special going for aggression. Once again, this time it's going to be triple Banshee. Queen's gonna push out to the 4th to try and defend. Overseer is with them. Banshees should be able to clean up these queens, though. Erik is, like, most definitely gonna cancel this hatch. Oh, that was like a frame-perfect cancel there from Erik. That was incredible. The torpedo was like literally sitting right here when he dropped the cancel. Special getting his own 4th. Pulling the Banshees back home. Erik splitting off Lings. Fifth base from Erik. +1 going down for our blue Zerg before he commits to any kind of aggression. Pathogen glands on the way as well. Baneling speed finishing up for the Zerg. And I think we're gonna settle maybe into a normal macro game. Oh, Cyclone lock-ons on to all of the Corruptors. Most of them get picked off, but the Roaches in turn catching the battle mech in the middle of the map. They can't quite get the surround, however, they deal some pretty good damage to the forces of Special. Erik's army should be able to take Special if he pushes forward. Well, not with 4 siege tanks in the back. Special is continuing to quadruple pump those tanks. Blue Flame Hellion pushing in. Lock on the Queens. Bunch of Banelings morphing in. Hive Tech on the way for the Zerg. I mean, sure, losing that hatch sucks, but I think Erik can take this engagement and counter across the map. Special still fighting on creep. Erik doesn't want to risk it. Has more Corruptors out. Hive Tech about to finish. Hellion's trying to find some drone damage. Special in the lead. But it's not an insurmountable one for Erik. 3 Infestors about to pop for him to deal with this battle mech. 6 drones go down though. Banelings connecting with a lot of Special's army thanks to fungal growth. Erik still doesn't want to push into the tank line, but that said, Special can no longer, like, he doesn't have a meat shield for these tanks, so he's going to have to slow crawl them forward. I guess he has reinforcing Hellions coming now, but this is kind of almost a bluff. There's only 1 tank in range. Okay, 2 tanks now. Fungal on the battle mech, going to eat up that meat shield. Don't think there's enough from Erik still to push this back. 2 Vipers on the way for him so he can continue trading with these tanks with the Roach Ravager. He's gonna have to cancel. No, that's a kill on the hatch. 14 drones cleaned up by these 2 Hellions in the back line. Down goes another Infestor. Yoinks on the tank line. Ravagers. Take 1 out. Kill another with Corrosive Bile, but Erik is down to half the army supply of his opponent. Some of those in Vipers who, while they can cast great spells, can't actually damage ground units. Erik's collecting energy on those Vipers, but there's just nothing to defend with here. He's down to 3 base at the 15-minute mark. Special overrunning. Corruptors eating this planetary, locking up even more of Erik's army supply. Roach is trying to kite back against these Hellbats. He's fighting as best as he can, but these tanks are going to siege up. Oh, maybe they're not going to blow the Roaches out of the water. Nice blinding clouds. There's still about 2 more on these Vipers. Okay, GG is called, and Special takes game number 1 of this best of 5. Simulacrum is the next map. Spawning in the bottom right. Once again, it's the Blue Zerg. Black Knight Esports, Erik. And in the top left, currently teamless, it's the Red Terran, Special. Special going up 1-0 so far. I'm gonna walk a very fine line here. This is not meant to be promotional in any way, but Black Knight Esports, a competitor in the Alpha Team League, who do great things for the StarCraft community. You guys might want to give that a Google if you want to compete in StarCraft events, and check out the teams that are located there. Also, special shout out to the ESL admins who have the thankless job of administrating these tournaments, creating the bracket, seeding the players, resolving the issues, making sure, you know, the games are casted and casted fairly, making sure everything is up and running, creating these assets. So shout out to them. My administration experience is tournaments a 10th of this size. I can't imagine how much work it must take to put these on, and I hope they're pretty well compensated for their efforts. I guess more properly, the ESL and the Intel Extreme Masters. As we head into IEM Katowice. Reaper expand from Special. Factory coming up behind this. There's a second refinery. Erik. About halfway done with this third. This is actually totally normally timed. I'm trying to build drama where there is none. Third CC. Building up in the main for Special. And we're gonna get into a... Oh, well, there it is. There's the fusion core. Get ready for battle cruisers. I'm sure Erik is a skilled enough Zerg that he can hang on against this. Hellions moving to the front. There's the third CC from Special, fully morphed into the orbital. Now, battle cruiser's about halfway done. Let's check on how the Zerg's doing. Okay, Lair already finished. There's the Spire and the Natural. There shouldn't be Corruptors out. In fact, I'm going to confidently state that this Spire will not be finished by the time the BC blinks across. There is also the option that Special, you know, just sub-light speeds it across the map, in which case there probably will be Corruptors out. In the meantime, the Hellions are going to try and distract the Queens. Okay, nope, he's going to blink it. There is a Spore in position here, a Queen ready to deflect as well. There's a second Queen. Third of the health gone. One Queen down. Still a Transfuse left. Very nicely held here from Erik, and Special is a shot away from losing it. He loses the battle cruiser. This is absolutely a massive hold here from Erik. Behind this, Special going into Marine tank. The Hellions not really doing anything, just sitting off creep as that battle cruiser fell. As Special, that's got to be really tilting. Or is it, though? I mean, Special is a very seasoned tournament player at the highest level, so it may not affect him as it would a normal player. He is going to have to... This, I mean, I can definitively state this is tilting, waiting for the Zerg creep to clear up as he tried to land your CC. Oh my god. What a disaster. Okay, Muta's coming out. They are gonna mass up and move out. A lane wraparound on the Hellions. 4 Hellions for a single Baneling. These Marines gonna move in, try to clear some creep, but they're gonna be seen for a really long time. The Muta's hitting the main of Special, picking off some SCVs. Special just now throwing down turrets. He's really deep on creep here. Erik's morphing more Banelings. Muta's still doing damage across the map. It looks like they're gonna pick off combat shields. In fact, they will. They can't engage here at the third. Missile turret can be repaired for days. They're gonna sweep back. Muta bouncing into the main once again. Four more SCVs go down. Of course, this production will be delayed as well. This number of Muta, if they keep swapping out what gets damaged, okay, not with those reinforcing Marines, but the initial Marines. We'll zone the Muta out. Ooh. Ling Muta. Going in on the Marines. They get us around. Down go the medevacs. Down go the tanks. Banelings. Oh, the Banelings do not connect with the SCV line. Okay. All right, that was pretty big that Special got those out. It means he's not completely dead. He's just mostly dead. He's like a Schrodinger's Terran, right? Like if you don't look in the box, you don't know if he's alive or dead. Unfortunately, we're looking in the box. Down goes combat shields once again. Muta's just directly engaging these Marines. That's not the wisest idea, but behind this, Erik has quite the bank. He can spend it pretty quickly. He can just max out on Lings. 1-1 hitting the field for him, plus 2 air weapons. Special, down almost 30 army supply. He is still okay on workers. He was able to repair this CC. So maybe a little bit hyperbolic with saying he's a Schrodinger's Terran, but like he took some damage there. He's trying to get combat shields for a third time. Had those Banelings connected with the SCVs, I mean, it would have been almost GG IMO. Here he comes again. A lot of special forces in the main trying to deflect against the Muta, but that means he only has half of his units to deal with the Ling Bane Muta that's rolling in past his third. Baneling's getting connections with the Marines. GG! Erik gets a point on the board, and we have a series on our hands. Spawning in the top right as the Blue Zerg. Getting a point on the board against Special, it's Erik. And in the top left, trying to regain his lead, is the Red Terran Special. Erik with the pull first. Zen. Yeah, I don't think we've seen Zen today, so I'm going to go a little bit into why this is one of the most unique maps in the pool. So we have these mineral patches everywhere, right? We've seen these for a couple seasons now, but these actually take a little bit more to mine out. This is only like one build hex here at the top of the ramp. You can put a supply depot there, you can put a pylon, evo chamber, whatever, it'll get completely blocked off. But you can mine those out. That does allow for some weird cheeses. I don't think we're going to see that here today. But we have these double things in the middle with a vision blocker. So you end up in interesting scenarios. Like if you have Ravagers, you can't actually drop Bile on anything you don't have vision over. So like the Terran can sit in here with Marines and gun down your roaches, things like that. And it's really hard to mine these out. Look how far they are from any given hatchery. I can honestly say I've never seen it happen, but those are choke points that the Terran can use to their advantage. You know, siege up the tanks back here toward the middle, have the bio pushing out here, make the Lings come to him and just own that territory and defend it. However, there's a lot of open space for the Zerg to engage down here toward the middle, down in an arc. Once you get in here, if the Terran doesn't hold the choke, things like that. This third location wide open. Okay, Special cancels the natural after what he scouted. He's going to build it in the main. A couple 2-tree Lings coming out for Erik. Special going to keep the Reaper at home. I mean, Erik isn't committing to this. This is more like a fear factor thing. But Special not really overreacting either. Erik gonna poke in, try and snipe the Reaper. He's not gonna be able to, but he gets out with all the Lings, so nothing lost, nothing really gained. Those Lings will slowly regain health, as will the Reaper. Erik dropping a Roach Warren. Special getting some more Hellions, getting a Viking. And a Fusion Core. Means pushing the Reaper Hellion back. Okay, these guys are gonna go through the tunnel. Blaine's gonna hold them off for a little while. Roach is firing on the ramp. They can't quite get the block off. That means they will collapse on the mineral line. Okay, there's a nice juicy shot. 6 drones go down. 9 drones. This is not anywhere near as bad as it could have been. Erik holding as best he could given the circumstances. 9 drones in total will be the casualties. Looks like the Viking will make it out of there. But quite a few Hellions lost their lives this day. Is it the Hellion that's alive? I guess there's a pilot in there, right? Like, can you see a pilot inside a Hellion? No, it's totally opaque. Maybe, like, there's like a little glimmer. Okay, alright. We're gonna focus on the game. 2 more drones fall. Not that big a deal. Vikings going to be yeeted out of here. Battlecruiser marching forward. It is gonna slow walk this time, so it can teleport out when it gets damaged and not die. Special finding good amounts of drone damage. That is gonna keep them on roughly even workers. So he builds his 3rd CC, or finishes his 3rd CC back home. 2nd battlecruiser coming out as well. The tomato cannon under research. But Special going to have to blink this back home probably sooner than he wanted to. He got decent drone kills. He will be able to save the BC. I'm sure he's going to drop a repair on that. So 2nd BC moves out to take its place. Erik saturating his 3rd, getting up bridge speed. As well as a spire. Special going right into 4th CC. Continuing to pump out mech, continuing to pump out BCs. Hero Ling scouts the angle these BCs are moving in at a little bit before the creep sees it, giving Erik a little bit of extra time to respond. He's gonna group the queens at the natural. 9 corruptors are going to pop right on top of the battle cruisers. Yamato cannon will take out 1 of them. 2 of them. As well as the 3 brave queen defenders. Can they be brave? I don't know if... I think queens have like greater autonomy than the rest of the swarm, but that's neither here nor there. Missile upgrades and air upgrades on the docket for Erik. Roaches sweep around, pick off the Hellions. Special using that barracks for vision. It's gonna move out his 4th CC. I think either player still has a chance of taking this game. Special is a bit ahead in the army supply. He's gonna fall a little bit behind economically shortly here. 4 tomato cannons go off. 4 corruptors die. Erik's doing his best to hold this. Almost gets one of the BCs, but it's not enough. Here come the reinforcing corruptors. And Special is going to lose 0 units and blink back home. Pathogen glands. Seconds away from finishing. They are in fact complete. 4 infestors on the way. As Erik moves into Hive Tech. Burrow going down for Erik as well. Maybe to split up these roaches, get some tunneling claw action going at the different various bases around Special, because Special is building up like an unengageable army, as I like to call it. Once Terran hits a certain point, you have to have such a large bank that you can crash into it, kill a large chunk of it, and then remax real quick and crash into it again, or... Okay, well, this hatch is going to get canceled quite easily. Special probably going to head north here and Justice... no, is he, though? Okay, huge engagement shaping up. Is it, though? Okay, Erik's going to let this hatch get sacked as well. Tanks on siege. They're pretty freaking deep in creep. Banelings connecting with those siege tanks. Are there enough Ravagers here to clean up? It looks like the answer is yes. Special. Beating a retreat home. Both players even on army supply. Oh, Erik connects quite a bit of corrosive bile, but he's going to be forced to back off, and Blue Flame Hellions. Oh, these are some very roasty shots. Erik overextending a little bit, getting a little bit overconfident. He does have quite the Corruptor Cloud. It's dropping 2 hatches to the bottom right corner. Special expanding to the top left corner. Eventually, once this creep clears. Special moving the Hellions into the drone line. It's gonna get 9 kills. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Okay, these BCs locked into a corner. He is going to get all 4 of them off. However, Neural Parasite dropped on 1, so 2 BCs in total going down in that engagement. However, Special's main push coming here to the south. And this is just too much tank for the Roach Ravager to engage. This hatch is pretty forfeit. Hellions focusing on the hatch, which allows some of the tanks to fall. Erik re-upping on 40 Lings and 2 Vipers. Neural Parasite on the tank. Traitor tanks killing the Terran units. And now this is plenty of army for Erik to clean up Special. 1 tank still surviving. We'll get a couple shots off, but it does fall. This planetary is not morphed yet. Infester's a little bit low on energy, but there's still a fungal here. Ravager's gonna overextend into the tanks and get cleaned up, though. This is such a back and forth game, such a back and forth series so far, and we're only in game 3. Huge fungal on the Hellions, gonna allow Erik to trade pretty efficiently. If we look at the units lost, 18,000 to 19,000, rounding to the nearest thousandth. So not too shabby for either player. You know, you always expect the Zerg to trade a little bit less efficiently. Okay, all right. This is gonna be terrible. Ooh, couple cocoons go down. Not as bad as it could have been. A whiff on the fungal growth. And Erik hitting from the other side. Gonna try to acid spray that CC, but it's not gonna work. Too many missile turrets. Blows being traded all across the map. Special has the concave here. He's gonna win this engagement, but he's gonna win it battered and bruised. He needs to send these units home for repair. BCs, though, coming in to deal the real damage. Taking down the spore. Are they gonna deal the real damage? I mean, I guess they're just gonna sit here and kill the buildings, right? Like, Erik isn't really gonna contest this. Erik's found an angle, and he is going to try and burn down this planetary. He should be able to do so if these cyclones give him just enough time. Oh, he's gonna have to back off, losing a couple corruptors here. Meantime, the BCs will snipe this hatch down. Ooh, the fungal into the yoink, stopping the Yamato cannon from going off. Banelings trying to connect with the battle mech, but Special splitting behind it. Special gonna back off. Erik out of mineral bank. Special still with mineral bank, still with gas bank, and he's maxed out. I think Special has finally gained the edge. He has a bunch of extra CCs. He can move out at any time. Even if Erik pushes in and snipes some command centers, it's gonna be dicey for him. Nice fungals on the Cyclone group. The Roaches trying to gun him down, only getting a couple kills though. Tank's gonna siege up behind this. Erik can't quite get the angle to drop the corrosive bile. Yoinks on the tanks, but there's still 5 more where that came from. Finally, 4 Broodlords being morphed. 4 Broodlords not great. You really need like 8 to even 15 on the higher ends if you're really going crazy with it. But 4 is a great start. There we're going up to 7, assuming they're allowed to finish morphing. Another hatch goes down. Down here in the south, 2 very injured Hellbats trying to take down this newly minted hatch. Ooh, Cyclone gets a lock on one of the Broodlords, but these hero Broodlords pushing back the tank line. They can shoot over the wall, clean up these 2 remaining tanks. However, Thors are here to reinforce for Special, so this is on a timer. Okay, Erik sees the Thors with that quote-unquote scouting corruptor. don't know how he's gonna hang on to this hatch. In the meantime, these two Hellbats still going to work down here. Okay, they were joined by friends, but the Roaches trying to clean them up. Down goes the hatch. Erik down to 5 base. Okay, I think Special's overextending past the tank line, and that's why Neuroparasite on 2 of the Thors going to turn this battle in Erik's favor. He's going to A-click these Thors as they damage their brethren. Broodlords pick off the final ones, and that leaves the tank line totally vulnerable. But wait, Special has reinforcing Vikings coming in from behind. The Corruptor's trying to buy time so that these Broodlords can pick off the tanks, but these Vikings will be able to totally reset the Broodlord count. 3 more Infestors coming out for Erik, as well as 7 more Roaches. Special re-upping on his own with more tanks, with more Thors, with more Hellions, with more Vikings. And Erik doesn't have the bank to replace his army. He did save these hatches. He is oversaturated here. He can get that income, but he needs to buy time. If Special chooses to move out here, it could mean a dead Erik and a 2nd point on the board for the Red Terran, for the Terror of Guadalajara. Rosabile trying to connect with the workers and the planetary at the same time, picking off a lot of mules, but these are losses Erik cannot afford to take. He was able to pick off 12 SCVs as well as damage the planetary. Let's just hope that this feint bought him enough time to get out enough units to engage here. 1 Broodlord not gonna do it, dog. Infestors on the ground, going to Neuroparasite the tanks, and Erik is going to hold for now. Is he though? Okay, nope. The scan is dropped, and the Vikings land. Pick off the Infestors. GG is called. And Special gets a 2nd point in this best of 5. In the bottom right, as the Blue Zerg from Black Knight Esports, it's Erik. And in the top left, as the Red Terran, spam your Doritos, cause it's Juanito. Erik with the hatch gas pool. Special. With the Reaper expand. Special, sending out a Reaper. As you do in this matchup, Erik with the intense worker battles of history. Drone versus SCV. Oh my god. The engineering bay. He's gonna try and stop that SCV before and get too much health. Now, a little fact. Okay, well, first I gotta commentate. Erik has dropped a Roach Warren. He is not playing around here. He's putting it all online. Putting it all online? Putting it all on the line. With a 2-base roach play here, I do believe. Special gonna cancel that engineering bay. He's going for a starport back home. Okay, alright. So he's just going for the safety roach horn and then dropping a third anyway. Special pokes in, not too much damage. Roaches going to push. Okay, shave some health off those Hellions, but they're not going to waste too much time. They're going to push in toward this wall, and okay, alright, so Liberator's going to be out to help Special defend this push from Erik. Ravagers can hit the top of this ramp from down here with this Overlord in play. I feel like it's a pretty big mistake for Special to not... Okay, there he goes. He's trying to tag it with the Marines, but is it going to survive? It is! 2 health on that Overlord. Erik dropping Corrosive Bile on the supply depots. Look at the supply depot. That is going to supply block Special quite a bit. He's not going to drop supply, just going to drop the mules. But this is going to hurt him. Erik going up to 40 workers and beyond. Blair starting for a Blue Zerg. Ravagers keeping the Terran at home. And Special is going to be supply blocked again very shortly. Nice bits and pieces of damage there from our Blue Zerg player. That was a very nice bile connection from Erik, and you can see Special, like, you know, these libs are totally savable. Okay, he's gonna save this one, but it's taken quite a bit of hull damage. I think Erik might have rattled Special a little bit here, getting that third up, going in with the Ravagers and dealing that much damage. Sure, it wasn't game-ending. Sure, it didn't, you know, it didn't terribly damage Special, but just the idea of, like, you know, hey, here's my build order. Here's my opponent throwing off my build order. Here's my opponent doing something unexpected. Can rattle your gears in a high-stakes tournament setting. 1-1 on the way for the Terran at the 640 mark. He's moving out. Has to clear this Ling before he can land his third. Special with the Marine tank push is going to be met with Banelings, is going to be met with Ravagers. Okay, this is a really good position for the tanks to siege up. I don't know if Erik wants to engage off creep here. He does pick a tank, but I don't think it was worth it. These queens are going to get gunned down, and this fourth will not see the light of day. More Lings come to reinforce. I'm trying to get a wraparound on these Marines. Okay, he gets the pickup. Versatile going to be dropped on the first tank. Lings make it to the second. Still Marines to deal with. But Erik holds. All right, I was very nicely done there from Erik. Able to save that fourth hatch with clutch micro. Special with more Marine tank. Banes connect with these Marines and clean up about half of them, a lot more injured, but the medevacs will help with that. As long as Erik holds these Banelings, he should be fine. Ooh, Special's not targeting the hatch. Okay, the defenders go down, but Lings get in on the tank. A Roach. All that's left to defend. I think Special's finally going to be able to clean up this fourth hatch. Stutter steps in, down it goes, down go the drones. Banelings roll forward, Corrosive Bile hits the tank. Erik trading well with what he has, but he doesn't really have enough. The Banelings get gunned down. And I think Special has swung equilibrium in his favor. Down go more drones. Another hatch is under threat. GG is called, and Special takes the series 3-1.